up, friends? This is Brilla from brillasamay.com. Let's talk about P. Diddy's karma. A little bit of housekeeping. We do not have a birth time for Diddy, so we are going based off of his planetary conversations, meaning we're not using the houses in this reading. I also want to share that on the day he was born, Mars went from 29 degrees of Capricorn into 0 degrees of Aquarius. So we factually don't know where his Mars sits, and for this reading, Mars is very important, but I'm going to go ahead and make the executive decision to read him as a Mars 0 degree Aquarius. The best place to start is always at the sun and moon. P. Diddy is a Scorpio sun, and he is a Virgo moon. And so the first thing I do is consider the health of these two planets. What is the frequency that they are operating on? Because based off of that, we will see if he is karmically in debt or not. And based off of that, we get to see where his will is primarily instinctually directed. Is he a selfless person or is he a selfish person? Breaking down his sun, we come to Mars, and we also come to Pluto. And so the first thing that Mars is telling us in his birth chart is that regardless of the sign, it is heavily squaring Saturn. Let's get some basics down of Mars and Aquarius, okay? Mars and Aquarius is freaky deaky, all right? This is a sign that genuinely craves a lot of stimulation, and they will never admit this, but the stimulation is rooted in boredom, okay? And so these people go to the extra lengths to feel excited, to feel stimulated, to feel like they are motivated, because again, they're looking for the innovation in some people, or they're looking for the unusual, the unseen. And so this can create a dangerous person in the respect that they are putting their desire to experience and experiment over any sense of empathy and emotions or feelings. So you could just imagine how this energy can be expressed through the person. And like I said, fundamentally, whether it's good or bad, this placement tends to be very experimental, okay? So we have a semi-compromised Mars, and then Saturn comes in to say, bitch, you better behave, okay? Saturn is directly overseeing Mars. These two historically do not get along. They are not friends. This is not a friendly energy. It is very contradicting and contrasting towards his will. And it really shows a person who resists and does not listen to any sense or form of authority. So this energy is going to influence his Scorpio sun that wants power and status and influence and money, honey. Which means it will take personal development and personal intention for this person not to behave in an unethical way. It would be his responsibility, Diddy, through his free will, because we all have it. We all have our free will through our karmic lessons, and it is us who defines what we will do, okay? So now let's take a look into his past life energy, my favorite part, and we see that he has the South Node in Virgo, okay? And along with the South Node, he has the Moon conjunct in Virgo, and he has, ding, 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 Pluto. So this is really adding in to this story of Diddy having a very prominent role in power structures and in power dynamics somewhere in his past. This past life conjunction, which is just essentially karma that he has to overturn, shows that he will organize and strategize to maintain, sustain power. And if we go over here to his Saturn, this is going to be all in the name of riches. Now, this part that I'm about to tell you gives me the ick, because it's it doesn't matter how much money, authority, or power a person has. When you get a hint of what I'm about to say, it's just not giving. This past life energy it really shows that the way this person got power was through serving. And so you could just imagine who this person is serving. Okay? And so that means that this person started off in his earlier career, or whatever, however he got this position. He started off as okay. So this energy is giving intern, it's giving taught, it's giving there is somebody above him. There's somebody 100% above him that taught him, showed him the ways. And he was a very good student. He was a very A+ student. Through this is how he got to the top. He rose to the top and got status and power. Okay. But we see that reflected in his, as in his reign, that he was like, he's very vocal about having, under him, and he's, you know, the boss, because that's how he learned. That's how he came into power, and that's how he's going to give it. Now, this whole thing about his intimate life comes down to his Libra planets. And this is where, you know, Mars rising, Venus in Libra, they like both coins, okay? They are doing it all. But when you add that Mars in Aquarius, it's like, it's giving, okay, like, well, shit. What else can we fucking do to get this thing up and going and executing? Okay. Here's another ick that I have, which is he has no fire in his chart, which means that this is how I see it. I don't think he has blood on his hands. I think that his entire operation was run on other people. Physically, he did very little. Because I just don't see it. He doesn't have all that fire to actually execute the stuff that he did. And now I'm going to be looking out for this, because I genuinely want to know, like, what this ends up looking like. And this is where I get into the human in him. At some point, I think that he tried, you know, early age. Okay, early age, he must have tried to do the right thing or the good thing. And this is where I begin to look at his parents, because that's always important. And, you know, at some point in his life, there was this crossing that happened towards his will. He has Chiron in Aries, and his good wasn't good enough. Okay. And I'm sure that is what prompted his karma to go into this power energy. And truthfully, if he wanted to, if he wanted to change, if he wanted to come into his higher self and into the light, into the Christ energy, he can be a healer. You know, North Node in Pisces is, I'm here to heal you because it was really, really hard for me to get well. And essentially what he needed to do to get that transformation, it would have been to alchemize. Okay, that's why he came in as a Scorpio. He had a lot of bad energy that he had to transmute and alchemize into good love and light. So, I mean, all the best for Diddy. All my stuff is dying, so I can't talk about where this is going in the future, but maybe I'll make a second video. You guys let me know if you want it.